Your brain, it's arguably the most important organ running everything else in your body. So here to share some ways to keep it working in top condition, we're happy to welcome back the author of Super Brain, Maximize Your Brain Health for Life, for a Better Life, rather, Dr. Jay Sordine. Nice to have you back, sir. You know, we were talking during the break about, you know, just some of the things that we can do to really keep ourselves and our nervous system working better. And let's talk about that now. You know, it seems like the brain, I think most people think there's nothing I can do to make it better.
The brain is actually quite resilient, and there are many things we can do to keep it more healthy. Mm-hmm. Practicing, for example, remembering people's names,
right.
I mentioned before, very important. When we first meet someone, a lot of people think, you know, I can't remember names. Mm-hmm. But the fact is you actually have to work at it. You have to exercise your brain to do that. And so remembering other people that you know of who have the same name, very clever way to do it. Practicing that person's name frequently, Dave. Mm-hmm. So remembering people's names is so key in that. Another thing is, if you have injuries, like I don't know if you ever watched the Three Stooges, but they used to hit themselves in the brain or in the head with 2x4s
right.
even. And it's funny, and a lot of people as children, we fall down, we hurt ourselves, we have a bike accident, and we just shake it off because we have a lot of extra brain pain-killing chemicals called endorphins in our brain. As children, we have more endorphins because we fall down and hurt ourselves more. So we don't really notice it. But as we get older, those chemicals decrease. And so it's very important to remember that these cumulative traumas to the head have to be addressed.
Now, you say there are 5 things you can do today to prevent injury to your brain. What are they?
That's correct. One thing is to improve the circulation to your brain. And so, for example, getting massage is a great thing to do. Massaging the neck and shoulder region, because that opens up the arteries that feed the brain. Okay. Also doing some meditation. Even taking your hands like this, we can both do it together, and raising them up. Take a breath in and then a breath out, pushing downward like that. You do that several times. Exactly, very good. We do that several times, and it actually calms the whole nervous system, so that the blood can flow into the brain more easily.
All right. Does regular exercise do the same thing?
Regular exercise is very important. Our brain develops because we actually move. When we're little babies, we don't move. We're just like a little tube that's taking food in to build the rest of the body. And as our nervous system develops, then we're able to do more things. So it's really key to continue all those activities. So doing a variety of activities is considered very important in, like, even the memory care facilities where someone has advanced Alzheimer's. Getting them up, doing exercise, doing typing things, doing crossword puzzles, a variety of things that actually move the body and both sides equally. You move this side, you keep them both going, and sometimes a balance beam, going like that, to keep your balance better, because for our brain to work properly, both sides have to coordinate and talk to each other.
Oh, interesting. All right, so just a balance beam could do it.
A balance beam is very
important. You say
important.
there are conditions and substances that affect the brain's function, for example, gluten.
Correct. So we have a lot of different gluten substances in our food supply now, and if someone is not getting checked for gluten sensitivity, a lot of inflammation can occur because of that, and the brain actually suffers. Because if you have a gluten sensitivity, the brain will start to degenerate because of that. There's numerous books on that. I haven't written a book, but I do mention it in my book briefly, because there's so many others that talk about gluten. There are, in our water supply, there can be things like antibiotics and other things. People dump things down the toilet and all, and that can actually get into our water. And so filtering the water is a key component of keeping your body healthy.
Yeah, you mentioned inflammation, and that seems to be a problem source for all kinds of health conditions. So one, explain briefly, what is inflammation? Because most people think of like joint inflammation. Is it the same thing internally? And then what do you do to minimize it or eliminate it?
There's different ways to have an inflammatory reaction. One way is actually a trauma. And so the body goes and tries to heal itself and protect the tissues, so that's an inflammatory situation. It gets hot, it might get red, and there's swelling, there's accumulation of water. So that's the basic reaction that occurs. That can occur anywhere in the body. Our digestive system our intestines are 70% of our immune system, meaning it fights off things that are not us. We don't want to get into the bloodstream because it could be bacterial, it could be viral, and it can also be foodstuffs that we are sensitive to. Some people, peanuts Another example, people can be sensitive to that. So it's a reaction of the immune system and cells going to fight something. Now, if we haven't taken care of our digestive system, the food that we eat can actually sneak in through the digestive system and cause reactions when normally it wouldn't. So if we aren't getting all the nutrients we need, it's very important to eat lots of good vegetables, to eat a wide variety of colors of foods, because those contain the kind of special nutrients that plants have created over the years for them to protect themselves, and they are willing to share that protection with us if we eat them.
What about supplements? You brought a couple of examples
Yeah,
there.
So omega-3 fatty acids are something that's very popular and well known now, and there are particular parts of the omega-3 fatty acids like DHA is in very high percentages in our brain. So to feed the brain, even the brains of children, very important to get enough DHA in their system. Garlic, another key thing. Garlic is a wonderful, wonderful food that has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. When we talk about sugar and we talk about diabetes, Alzheimer's is considered to be type 3 diabetes because of the connection with sugar. This is a container with cinnamon in it. Cinnamon is a great thing to help with improving the body's ability to deal with sugar.
Okay.
All right.
Green tea. Green tea.
Green tea is wonderful. It has a lot of antioxidant properties. And when we have inflammation, there's a lot of extra oxygenation byproducts that occur, and that eats away at the body. And so we want to use green tea is a fantastic thing. Even for some people, coffee is a good thing for their immune system.
Oh, very good. All right, there's a whole lot more. The book is Super Brain, Maximize Your Brain Health for a Better Life, available in all the places where you find books. Thanks for coming in today.
Dave,
We
thank
appreciate
you so much.
sharing it with us.